to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. Throughout the world today.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. My bad, I'm late. It's totally with me. I was ready here to get here in time. So the staff had it all ready, and I'm late. He black. My bad. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773 888-77 Jesse, Jesse, Jesse. Amazing. The brand new biblical question for this week. Well, it's Wednesday, so not as new. It's Wednesday now. But the biblical question, do you know God? Do you know God? Who he is? No, I'm sorry. Who is God? Do you know God? Who is God? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about and you're not able to sit and watch the show anywhere in the whole round world, and for the flat earthers up and down the world, you can podcast the show, but you can also listen to it while you're doing whatever you're doing. Laying up at a beach, cooking, washing, and cleaning, whatever you might be doing. Walking your dog in a raincoat. You can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. All right? And, of course, you can podcast. Follow us on social media, JLP Talk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. Manhood Hour is coming up in the third hour. Every Wednesday is Manhood Hour. Well, the people have spoken. The people have spoken. What the? And let me see what the Great White Hope have to say this morning as a result of the people speaking last night. Let me check.
We are going to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.
Amazing. That's deep. The people have spoken, and the great white hope has risen. He has risen from the dead. He's alive. He's alive. According to Forbes.com, speaking of the people speaking or have spoken, Super Tuesday results. This is from Forbes.com. Super Tuesday results. Trump wins California. Trump wins California, Texas, and 10 other Republican primaries. Minnesota, Massachusetts, Alabama, sweet home Alabama. Arkansas, better known if you join he black, is Arkansas.
What the?
Arkansas, Oklahoma, Colorado. Remember that evil female tried to take him off the ballot in Colorado? And one day before the election, they put him back because she had no other choice, not because she wanted to. And Trump won Colorado, Maine, Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. That wannabe Republican Haley, what a mess. That female only Super Tuesday win so far is Vermont. And from what I'm hearing, I don't know if it's true or not, she's supposed to, at 10 o'clock this morning, I guess that's Eastern time, she's supposed to announce that she is ending her quote-unquote campaign. You think? I could be wrong, but I think that Nikki Haley, I could be wrong, would love to see Donald Trump lose the election, even if it is to the Democrat. I get the feeling she doesn't like him. What a mess. Because in all honesty, she should have ended her little so-called campaign a long time ago and gone back home and become a wife and a mother. But her ego thrills are more important than her husband's and his family. What a mess. So congratulations to the great white hope, Donald Trump. Amazing. Amazing. I don't know what the outcome going to bring in November. And once again, I want to urge you to have a wait and see. When it's time to vote, vote again, but have a wait and see. Have a wait and see. And to Nikki Haley, I say to you, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. And don't you come back no more. Goodbye, Nikki Haley. This is the same female that took down the Confederate flag, trying to appease people so she can look good. This is the same female that said racism doesn't exist, or it does. Why would we want that in our government? We have enough of that, believe me, more than enough. So goodbye, Nikki. I wish you well, though. I'm not angry at you. I'm just saying goodbye. According to Breitbart, Trump's Colorado victory comes one day after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned a Colorado Supreme Court ruling that struck his name from the ballot. Think about that. that old evil female in Colorado took his name off the ballot and was proud of it. Looked like something wrong with her. It looked like it. I don't know. And yet, Trump just kept moving forward. Not resented her, but kept moving forward because I got a strong feeling, I don't know, that Trump understands the spiritual battle. I'm just saying. And it seemed as though he knew not to argue with the devil. Because when you argue with the devil, it's just two devils arguing. It has no love. It has no ending. It will go on forever and ever until you say stop. So Trump went on to clean up Colorado. One day after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Colorado's Supreme Court decision. Remember, they did the same thing in Chicago? Lord. Now they have egg all over their faces. I'm telling you, do what you want, but keep that little space between you and Donald Trump and watch. You should keep it between you and all people. But if you want to be one with others, do what you want. But watch Donald Trump and learn. You will learn through observation, not studying. Isn't that amazing? The great white hope took names and kicked butts last night. Congratulations, Mr. President Donald Trump. According to Breitbart, Trump has now delivered one of the greatest political... Listen to this. Smoke on it. And now do you see why I call him the Great White Hope? And people are like, why you call him the Great White Hope? The Christians like, you making him a god. You worship him. And the sinners like, you worshiping him. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you he's the Great White Hope. Breitbart reported Trump has now delivered one of the greatest political comeback. Listen to this. Trump has delivered one of the greatest political comebacks in the history of mankind. Not just in the last 20 years or 50 years or 30 years or 1,000 years, but in the history of mankind. Smoke on that one. Watch this from Fox.
We are going to do it right. We're going to have the greatest economy ever in the history of our country. We're going to top what we did. We're going to become an energy center of the world. We were ready to become energy dominant, and they stopped that. But we're going to become energy dominant. We're going to pay off debt. We're going to do things that nobody thought was possible. You know, we hadn't done our second phase of the tax cuts. When we did the tax cuts, the Democrats fought us very hard. And now they say, well, I guess that was pretty good because we took in much more revenues after we cut taxes. And then we did all of those regulation cuts, and people were working, and everybody was happy, and we were all proud of our country. But we're going to win this election because we have no choice. If we lose the election, we're not going to have a country left.
Amazing. Congratulations, Mr. President. According to Breitbart, Trump has now delivered one of the greatest political comeback in the history of mankind. That's amazing to me. That is mind-blowing. Say what you want, but that look like that alone would make you want to let me just observe. Since you learn from observation, not from studying, let me observe and see what it is I'm not seeing about Donald Trump. let me see what I'm missing. Y'all need to watch. And so far, everything that the children of evil have thrown at him have failed. So far, it's falling apart. It's like building a house on sand, and a storm came, a wind came, and blew the house away. And they were like, what the? What the? Whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you challenge it or not, there is a difference between men and women. A difference. And I know a lot of men have not overcome, their mother, so they have her mindset, her emotions. They think and act like a woman. They feel like when they do exactly what women do. But once they overcome it, you see the difference. And in good old days, the difference stood out. It's not as apparent anymore, though there are some men who are starting to wake up and returning to the natural order of God, not of Jesse or anyone but God. And when you run into it like Donald Trump, and when you run into it, you recognize it. Even if you don't like the person, you still recognize, you know what? There's something different here. I might not understand what it is, but there's something different about this. And as I just said, there is a difference between men and women. Even that liberal, far-left Sotomayor recognized it. She recognizes it when she sees it. And she's like, what the? This is from CNN. I've said over and over again that men are the light of the world, the salt of the earth. Now, the light may be gone dim because they have been turned away from the fathers. And so the light might be dim. And it is if you've been turned away, not might be. If you've been turned away from your father, the light is out. And the salt has no flavor. But once you return back to the Father, the light comes back on, and the salt regroups its flavor. So even Sonia recognizes a real man when she sees one. And she's like, what the? This is from CNN. And Sonia Sotomayor is that liberal Mexican female that is on the U.S. Supreme Court. Sonia Sotomayor appeared before a liberal audience in Washington, and discussed her relationship with Justice Clarence Thomas. Watch this from C-SPAN.
Justice Thomas is the one justice in the building that literally knows every employee's name. He's the first one who will go up to someone when you're walking with him and say, is your son okay? How's your daughter doing in college? He's the first one that when my stepfather died, sent me flowers in Florida. He is a man who cares deeply about the court as an institution, about the people who work there, but about people. He has a different vision than I do about how to help people and about their responsibilities to help themselves. I've often said to people, Justice Thomas believes that every person can pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I believe that some people can't get to their bootstraps without help. They need someone to help them lift their foot up so they can reach those bootstraps. That's a very different philosophy of life.
That's the difference between daddy and mama. Daddy believes that you can do it on your own, and it's best. Mama believes that mama got to help you, which keeps you down, really, and it keeps you relying on someone else helping you. That's the difference between daddy and mama. And that's why daddies have to stand between their children and the mama so that the mama don't destroy them by feeling sorry for them. You need a hand up. And then the kids grow up to be 50, 60, 70 years old. Mama still got to help them up. Amazing. But she's right about Justice Clarence Thomas. I've been fortunate enough to meet him, sit down with him a couple of times or so. And it's like talking to a country boy. He truly has those country values that the older black people lived without even trying to teach them to you, but was just the example of them. And she's so right about that. And being a U.S. Supreme Court justice has not made him or changed him to be phony. He's rooted in that. And this liberal Sotomayor recognized it. She's like, what the? I believe that helping you up by your bootstrap. Justice Thomas believes you can do it on your own, and you can. God has given you the ability to take care of yourself. He really has. And Satan's children comes along and destroys that ability because they're pretending to be like God. They're calling it hate, love, and love, hate. That's an amazing witness for Justice Clarence Thomas. It is an amazing witness. What the? Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. 888-7753-773. Congratulations again to the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. Clean house last night. I don't think anyone really surprised by it. I know the liberals don't like it, and the right or representatives don't like it. But he cleaned house. The house is clean. It's clean now. David out of California. David, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Mr. Peterson, how's it going?
All is well, David.
All's well. So I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in on who should run for VP with Trump, since everybody has been putting their 2 cents on that.
And who do you think he should run?
The great black hope, Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh, amazing. I appreciate that, but I'm not ready yet.
All right.
Do you have someone else in mind?
I was thinking Larry, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Why are you not sure about Larry Elder?
I don't know. He was gonna, right in California, he was gonna, when the recall was going on for Newsom, he was supposed to basically get in office, but for whatever reason, that didn't happen.
It's difficult in California. The liberals liberal voters are crazy.
Well, he's being recalled again. I don't know if you know that. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Amazing. I appreciate that, David. Who knows? Maybe one day, but not this day.
Oh, good. All right.
Thank you, buddy. Amazing. I like that. 888-7753-773. There's a line open. Jason out of Buffalo, New York. Jason, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm sorry?
I said, hey, what's up, Jesse?
Oh, all is well.
I want to
Jason?
start I want to start with your biblical question.
Do you know God? Who is God?
Well, I know God. I know the context. I know the God of many different contexts of different civilizations. Do I know like the one singular God? No, I don't know him. Do you know that God?
And you say you know the context?
Yeah, I know like how the origins of religion came from. It's from the lack of understanding and knowledge, and they needed something to fill that void. So I know where like the concept of God came from, but do I actually know God? No.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Well, I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you.
No, I got another question, like the whole Trump thing, though.
The Great White Hope.
Yeah, you know he was rated like the worst president of all time.
He was rated the worst president of all time. That's why he won so big last night.
No, I mean, that's like, it's because y'all party is stupid. Also, like, you talked about
You said that's because what now?
Because y'all party is stupid. Y'all just, like, listen to his lies. He lies a lot.
The Republican Party is stupid in what way?
Oh, let's talk about the tax cuts. You said the tax cuts.
No, you say the Republican Party is stupid in what way?
Y'all are following a cult leader. Y'all are a cult. Y'all are following Trump.
Oh, so you didn't vote?
Oh, it wasn't in my state yesterday.
It wasn't in your state?
No.
Will you vote in November?
Yeah, I'm going to vote in November.
And who will you vote for?
I'm probably going to vote Democrat. I thought I was going to be able to be on the ticket, but I wasn't.
So you're a cult member?
No, you are a cult member.
You voted for the Democrat. You're a cult member.
How is the Democrats a cult?
Because you voted for Joe Biden. You're a cult member.
No, explain to me how I'm a cult member. You just saying that
because you voted for Joe Biden. You just said that the Republicans vote for a cult member when they vote for Trump. You voted for a cult member when you vote Democrat and for Joe Biden. What's the difference?
How am I doing it? How am I doing it?
In the same way you say the Republican voters are doing it.
Okay, no. Let me explain to you how Trump is, like how the whole...
No. Tell me the difference. You voted for a Democrat, right? You voted for a cult.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You want to explain to him I'm not voting for a cult?
You are. You voted for a cult member. You voted for the Democrat, Joe Biden.
Let me explain to you how it's not a cult. Let me explain to you.
But how yours not a cult, but the Republicans are a cult?
All right. The Republicans are cult because they follow one person. Donald Trump is the head of Donald Trump is the head of the MAGA movement. If Donald Trump say something like the whole thing at the border, how they could have changed the border, how they could have got something done at the border, Donald Trump said no.
And Joe Biden said no, don't. Joe Biden said keep it over, and you follow him. You're a cult member.
Can I finish? It's like, hold up, can I finish?
But you're talking about yourself.
When did Biden say keep the border open?
The very first day in office, he stopped building the wall. He tore it out. He tore a hole in a portion of the wall. He invited the people. Y'all come on down now. Remember all that?
No, first of all, he never invited the people to come over.
He
told
did.
them not to come. He told the people not to come.
Yeah, right.
Where did Biden say told the people to come here? Where did Biden say that?
He invited them to come on down, and then now you can't even catch him and throw him back across the border.
You're lying.
All right. I got to go, man. This is a waste of conversation.
No. Hold on. Let me finish.
No, it's totally a waste of conversation.
No, because you don't have
it's like talking to a brick wall. You've already made up your mind.
You don't have no evidence.
And you don't care about what's true.
No, you don't have no evidence. You're like,
okay.
You how Trump,
you vote for Joe Biden in November. I'll vote for Trump. And see what's going on.
You're not gonna can I finish telling you how the MAGA movement is?
I gotta run. Thank you. 888-7753-773. A quick break. One line open. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. Eight 888-775-3773. The Hake Report coming up at 9 a.m. TheHakeReport.com, and 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. from 11 to noon Pacific time. And at noontime, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at noon. Amazing. So this is for Jason out of Buffalo, New York. Listen up, Jason. Jason doesn't want to argue. Jason think that he is a good debater. So he didn't want to argue. This is from Fox. Jason out of New York. President Biden, this is from Fox. President Biden might finally be regretting his 2019 debate assertion that migrants who want to come to the United States should immediately search the borders and that they deserve to be heard. From Fox, Jason, President Biden might finally be regretting his 2019 debate, asserted that migrants who want to come to the United States should immediately search the border and that they deserve to be heard. He said in the ABC News forum, "We are a nation that says if you want to flee and you are afraid of oppression, you should come." That's from 2019, Jason, according to Fox. You really need to find other stuff you want to, if you're trying to call yourself having a debate with me, something real. Amazing. Amazing. Super chat. Super chats.
Gregatron bought you a coffee. If you're a white round earther, it's heard around the world by everybody and their mama. If you're a white flat earther, it's heard up and down the world by everybody and their mama. If you're a black round earther, it's heard around the world by everybody and they mama. If you're a black flat earther, it's heard up and down the world by everybody and they mama.
What the?
Thank you, Gregatron, for your coffee.
I appreciate it, yeah.
Andrew bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, I had a question. In the movie Nefarious, the possessed individual has two personalities, the confident devil and the scared little boy. Would you say the scared little boy is another demon, or is it the real him that is not turned into a man? Thanks, and God bless you and the crew.
It is truly another demon. He went from one identity to another one to another one. It's truly, there are dozens and dozens of evil spirits, evil identities in the body of all human beings. There's more than one. Amazing. Thank you.
Gregatron bought another coffee. Did you guys watch the Joel Friday TV report show program yesterday? He told a Bible story that was rated X. Y'all need to watch and subscribe. Give this to Joel, please, and thank you.
What was the Bible story?
One of them was about, I remember he was talking about Jacob, who later became Israel, who wanted to get with Rachel because she was beautiful, but there was a sister, an older sister named Leah, something like that, who was weak in the eyes, and the evil uncle of Jacob, who was the father of these two ladies, tricked him and gave him Leah. And they were all kinds of mess and infighting and stuff. It was called Old Testament Love. SMH puke, says Joel Friday.
What?
Something along those lines.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Gregatron. Check out Joel Friday TV over on YouTube and IG. Popcorn Thump Keg bought a coffee. Jesse, what do you think about Larry Elder as a pick for vice president? Would you support that?
I would. If he should pick Larry Elder for VP, I would absolutely would.
Nice. Same here.
Thank you.
Jake Hudson is now a monthly supporter over on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson.
Thank you, Jake. You got to know how to rumble.
He says, hello, good morning, Jesse.
Morning.
Nice.
Morning. Thank you.
On DLive.tv, Jesse Lee Peterson DLive, Evgeny Crosby gave a couple of diamonds. Nikki Haley is cleaning out her office while watching church with Jesse Lee Peterson.
That's right. Poor Nikki Haley. Don't be mad at her. Don't blame her. She was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Amazing. Thank you.
Stefan gave a Cash App donation to you saying, watched Revolver again. Even better the second time.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's deep.
Shout out to Chalice for a couple of Cash App donations. Appreciate that. Very nice.
Thank you.
As always. And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now, but you can support Bond by going to rebuildingtheman.com, and those are tax deductible. Tax season is coming up.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Cool.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. Amazing. Let me go to Leo, a first-time caller out of Texas. Leo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. I had a question for you. I needed some advice on this. I'm a first-time husband, and my wife calls me all like type of pet names, like honey, baby, and sweetie. And I told her if she's gonna refer to me as a pet name, I don't want those names like at all. I don't welcome them, but I would rather her refer to me as Master and Lord. Am I going too far with that?
And why would you prefer for her to refer to you as that? That's not your name, and you're not Master, you're not Lord.
I'm not Master or Lord?
No.
Okay, so I'm taking that out of context. The Bible doesn't refer to me as a Lord of...
No, he just referred to you as Leo.
Okay. So, but so I don't enforce it on her, but I do encourage her to not call me... I think, like, I see the little subtle ways that women allow that feminist mentality to creep in.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't give me my position of authority in calling me sweetie and baby and stuff like that. But what I noticed, though, with my wife, if I tell her to call me anything that's of authority, she tries to, like, sweeten it up. Like, she'll call me, instead of calling me Lord, she'll say, I call you king. I said, well, I'm not a king.
Was she that way before you married her?
She was.
And why did you marry her knowing that she was that way already?
She is cooperative. Like she submits, so she will change, and she understands that she wasn't being led by the Father, and she sees the Father in me. So she's willing to accept she's willing to accept my position and authority and change it. But she definitely wanted to hear, she's listening in, she definitely wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
Is she older than you?
She's younger than me. I'm 32. She's 26.
Oh, okay. And so you ask her not to call you those things before you married her, right?
No, I did not.
Was she calling you those things before you married her?
Yeah.
And did you like it then?
No, I didn't.
Well, why did you stop her then?
Our marriage was arranged, so it was very quick.
What do you mean it was arranged?
It was arranged and for us to like come together, and then once we came together, we did the right thing and got married right away. So like we were married within a week.
What? No, and who arranged it?
Families.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you marry someone that it was arranged by family?
They heard of me and they liked my spirit, and they set me up with her, and you know I adored her from the start. She's very submissive, cooperative. She gives me pushback because she's a woman, and she tries to see if she can take an inch, but I don't let her get an inch because women are just wired that you just don't give them an inch. So she's willing to correct herself. But I do think that I'd be wondering if I'm going too far. Like I noticed that she has an addiction to social media, and so I told her she doesn't need to be on her phone, and so she obeyed me. She got off her phone, she put her phone by me, and she went back in the room and did some work, and she did some cleaning.
And so her family arranged this for you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. She's Middle Eastern.
Oh, she is, and you're what?
I'm black.
You black. Oh, so her family is Muslim?
Yes, they are.
And are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
And does she want to be with you?
Yes. So her religion is now mine now.
Her religion is now yours?
Yeah.
So you went into her religion?
No. She came into mine.
Oh, so you're a Christian and now she's a Christian?
Yes.
That's interesting, man. And so you are married to a Muslim and married to a arranged. Are you guys going to have children?
Already on the way.
Right
I
on.
adore her. I love her. Yep. I love her, but my love is not just with my words. My love is with my actions. You know, I think if you love a man loves a woman, he loves her with actions. He loves her with providership. He loves her with guidance. He's patient and slow to anger.
Well, I wish you well, Leo. And you're right. You shouldn't let her call you no little pet name. It's a subtle put down.
Yeah, I see also the how she watches like these Hotep people and she'll be using words like grand rising, and I shut all that down, and she don't mean nothing by it. It's just that you know how the brain is, man. The social media brain, like she just thinking that she's learning something new, and she don't mean nothing by it, but she'll be like, we should start saying grand rising, and I'm like, I'm not saying that mess, and everybody that say that mess don't got the Father in them, and they don't even show no representation of what God is.
And so
you know?
she is willing to follow you to overcome all that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I wish you well, Leo, and you're right. Don't be angry, but don't let her call you all those names that you don't like.
Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you, Leo. Call me again.
All right, I will.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. There's a line open you want to jump in there. Tony is out of Pennsylvania. Tony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Tony.
Hey, Jesse. I'm 63 years old. I never voted in my life, and I will be voting for Donald Trump.
Congratulations. And why haven't you voted before?
Well, growing up, we never discussed politics in the family. And it's not that I was afraid to put my, how can I put it? I felt like I didn't know these people. I couldn't trust them. And I didn't want to put my trust in somebody and they do something bad. I know it's a childish view. But, yeah, that's why. So I
Oh,
thought,
okay.
what if I voted for somebody and they did something bad? Is that on me? I don't know,
Well, what a time to be voting, man. You picked the right time to vote.
I know,
And the right
okay.
person.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm a conservative. I'm an independent, but I lean towards. I can never vote for anybody that supports abortion. That's just not going to happen.
Right.
And
Right on, man.
I just returned to my faith after 20 years, about 3 weeks ago.
And what's your faith?
Christian.
Oh, okay. Why did you
And
leave it?
I lost my faith for about 20 years. I became a Buddhist and.
Oh, you became a
atheism,
Buddhist?
Yeah, I practice Buddhism. It's not a religion. It's just a way of life. People make a mistake with Buddhism. He's just a man who found a different way to live. But people tend to make things a religion. That works.
Well, human beings tend to screw up anything, really, to be honest. Well, congratulations, Tony. That's pretty cool. And you picked the right time to vote for the right man at the right time.
Yes, this is a turning point in America, and this is the time to do it. I'd like to thank you also for bringing me back because you reminded me about forgiveness. I forgot about it.
Right on. Well, stay with it, stay with it, and stay with it. It only gets better.
Okay, Jesse, can I say amazing?
Amazing, yes, sir.
Amazing. Okay, amazing, and I'd like to ask God to protect you and your staff.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right.
I'll be watching.
Okay.
Thanks.
63 and finally voted for the great white hope, Donald Trump. What a night last night. The Democrats must be having a hard time this morning. Indigestion up and down the yang. Can you imagine that? According to NBC, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley will drop out of the 2024 presidential race Wednesday after losing every state but one. What the? I believe, I don't know, I don't have total proof yet, that the only reason Nikki Haley stayed in there as long as she did was she was supported by the Democrats. And it wasn't that the Democrats were going to vote for her come November. They were trying to hurt Donald Trump. And they were using her. And apparently she was glad to be used, if it's true. But she's out of there. Nikki Haley need to go back home, sit down, and be a wife and a mother. Women were not created to lead Nikki Haley. They were created to follow. I remember one day when she was losing everything, she shed a tear. She brought up her husband being overseas somewhere. This is during her losing point. And she shed a tear as though she thought the tear was going to get her votes. Like, what the? When all else fell, ladies, cry me a river. It's like when these women go to court to take the men's children away from them and look like they're losing the case. They cry me a river right there in front of the judge. And the judge go, oh, you hurt? Okay, you can have them. When all else fails, cry me a river. I'm going to feel sorry for you. Amazing, huh? It's amazing how real life is versus the fake life. There's a fake life that lives in your imagination and emotions. And there's a real life that is above that. A real life that is above that. All who are living the fake life, the life of thoughts and emotions, except for practical thoughts. Eyes are open, barely breathing, and you're dead. You're dead. You really are. But those who have risen above that, you're alive. And that is rare. It's up to you. 888-7753-773. Again, congratulations to the great white hope for last night. Victory. If I hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles, if I hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles, then I know the victory shall be mine.
Amazing.
Amazing. Ronnie is out of Ohio. Ronnie, welcome to the show. You're on there.
Hey, Uncle Jesse, how you doing today?
All is well, sir. Thank you for calling.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask you if you could tell me where you got the idea or were taught or were told that women were not created to lead.
The order of God and Christ, Christ over man, man over woman. Women are subject to men as men are subject to Christ. And men shall rule over the woman.
Where'd you get that from?
Genesis. Read the first read the first chapter of Genesis. It's all laid out there.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yep, I was just wondering that. I didn't know where you got it. So if we getting those ideas from Genesis, then that is what it is.
That's right, man. Amazing. Thank you, Ronnie.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. But you have to do it, men, without anger. Because anger is resentment. It is hatred. And anyone that has a hatred is separated from God. God! So you have to return to the Father, then you can rule in the right way. Grant, there's one line open, 888-7753. 773. And today I'm going to try to get to I'll try every day, but we're really going to try after that victory of last night with Donald Trump. Grant is a first-time call out of Tennessee. Grant, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's going on, Jesse?
All is well, Grant.
Okay,
Grant.
So I got to ask.
Do me a favor. Hold on. Let me take a break. I didn't realize we were this close to the break. Hold on for me. Are you able to hold?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, hold on. 2 more hours to go. Hake is coming in with hate news. Not the fake news, but the Hake news. And I'll be back in a moment. 888-77-Jesse. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, March 6th, AD 2024. Stay tuned for hour 2. JLP will be right back, guys. There is one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, not fake news, and JLP will get to you. All things Facebook and Instagram went down. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports Facebook and Instagram faced widespread outages yesterday. So don't worry, it wasn't your cell phone reception or Wi-Fi problems, although that does happen too. Facebook is now called Meta, and they called it a technical issue. Interesting, nice and vague. I don't blame them. 500,000, 500,000 Facebook users reported that website was down, platform so-called. 50,000 IG users and 10,000 Facebook Messenger users reported down outages yesterday. Threads also went down. That's Meta's wannabe Twitter. X is owned by based Elon Musk, as you may know. We use the term loosely here on the Hake News and Hake Report. Some gold news. CNN reports gold prices have hit another record high. Why are investors taking such a shine? It could be they're betting that the Federal Reserve, the Fed, will cut interest rates soon. They should be cut themselves soon, metaphysically speaking, of course. Or they're using the precious metal as a hedge against inflation, because your money's getting cheaper and more worthless. You have to use more of it to buy anything nowadays, whole lot of the time. Super Tuesday was yesterday, as you heard earlier this hour on the JLP Peterson Show. CNN, Commie Nonsense Network, and especially the far-left female-run outlet, The Skim, reports that it was, of course, predictable. Super Tuesday, yesterday, Crooked Joe and our greatest President Trump moved closer to a November rematch, possibly. We'll see what happens. Trump won 14 of the 15 states that held GOP presidential nominating contests last night on Super Tuesday, expanding his delegate lead far ahead of Trump's former UN ambassador and that failed South Carolina governor woman, Nikki Haley, whom JLP talked about earlier this hour. Check it out. It was great. She narrowly won one Super Tuesday state, Vermont. That's Socialist Bernie Sanders' state, by the way. Interesting, huh? Making it her second victory of the entire primary season so far. After D.C., she won in Washington, D.C., the swamp itself. College-educated suburbanites choosing former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley over our greatest President Trump. Suckers. Edumamificated, right? She's expected to announce she's exiting the Republican presidential race per reports. Maybe she already has. I wasn't paying attention. Biden, of course, lost American Samoa, the based Samoans in their caucuses who, well, they vote Democrat, but at least they didn't vote for Biden. In states like Minnesota and Colorado, many people voted uncommitted, as you may know, supposedly in protest of the Biden administration's mishandling of the Israel-Hamas war drama, which is an issue that could affect him. Because Trump is a man of peace and Biden is a male of war, M-A-L-E, because not a man. Yesterday's down-ballot races set the stage for some November matchups. California, Representative Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, Democrat, versus ex-baseball star Steve Garvey, Republican. They advanced to succeed Dianne Feinstein, the late Dianne Feinstein, to become senators. Wow, for California. Meanwhile, Trump molded Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, he's black, and Attorney General Josh Stein, not a Christian. He's the first Jewish person in North Carolina history to win a statewide election back in 2020 or so. They won their respective parties' gubernatorial primaries in North Carolina. They're going to run for governor. This black guy who's sort of fat and bold, and Josh Stein, this skinny white non-Christian guy, not normal white. Anyway, in Texas, Senator Ted Cruz was going to face off against Representative Colin Allred, Democrat, in the Democrats' latest attempt to unseat Ted Cruz and turn Texas blue. I'm James Hake.
ready to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. Manhood Hour is coming up next. You can get involved. There is a line open at 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. My biblical question, and it's a doozy. Do you know God? Who is God? It's a two-part question this time. Do you know God? Who is God? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about and you're not able to sit and watch the show, you can podcast. If you're crying in your milk this morning because the Great White Hope took names and kicked butts last night, and so you're crying in your milk. If you're a right or Republican or a liberal Democrat, you can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. All right? And you can podcast the show when you dry up all your tears and your face is dry. You can podcast and watch it live. Support us in social media. Like, follow, ring the bell. Like, follow, ring the bell. Subscribe. Cozy. We're on cozy.tv /JLP.com. Cozy.tv /JLP.com. No, that's not right. What am I saying? Cozy.tv/JLP. No .com. Cozy.tv. I was trying to type Joel a note to ask him where did he get that information from he just gave me. Cozy.com/JLP. And Rumble. You got to know how to rumble. /Jesse Lee Peterson. Rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. I want to go back to donate and have your comments read out loud. Go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. It's tax deductible on rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. Grant, a first-time caller out of Tennessee. I had to put Grant on hold. We ran into a break there. Grant, go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Before I ask my question, I just got to give a shout out to my boy Donald Trump. Let's go. He won Tennessee. He won California. And pretty soon he's going to win Washington, D.C.
What an amazing president. Amazing. Thank you.
Amazing.
I know, man. It's something else.
Okay, so I got.
And once he get in, you know that guy Putin, the president of Russia?
Yeah.
I hope Donald Trump be like Putin. He's staying there 20 years.
Amazing.
I hope he never have to leave. But go ahead.
Amazing. So my question is, there's a man in Hollywood who's kind of made some, he's kind of gained some traction in Hollywood over the years, but his name's Kanye West. What are your opinions on him? Is he an alpha or a beta?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to interviewing. You mean the singer, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to interviewing him one day, I hope, so I can understand him and know him better. But in all honesty, at this point, I have no opinion because I really just don't know.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I would love to see him on your show.
Yeah. And it's possible, too. I know people that know him. My people know his people. I know people that know his people. And so it's possible.
Okay.
Thank
well,
you.
That's good to know.
Right on.
Yeah. You have an amazing day.
You too, Grant. Thank you, buddy. Call me again.
Okay, will do.
All right. Amazing. Before, there is a line open, 888-775-3773. I want to just show you the difference. I realized, I did an interview yesterday. I taped some new episode of The Fallen State yesterday, at least one episode, brand new episode yesterday. And it was with a nice young lady. But what I realized from that show is that I didn't notice until I think I knew it, but I just didn't pay a lot of attention to it before yesterday interview. I realized that in America today, which is totally an abnormal state of being, it's not the American way. It's not what made America so great. But most human beings, I even think men think this way, some men, but most human beings don't believe in individuality. Most human beings don't believe in pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. That you, as an adult, is responsible for you and no one else is. And that's what made America so, one of the things that made America so amazing, in that most people believed in pulling themselves up by their bootstrap. Then, even when I was growing up, it was prevalent. I would not, quote unquote, whatever it means, have made it. Or I would not have survived, I'll put it that way. Because I don't know what made it where. You know what I mean? But I would not have survived had I not known that I would have to be relying on me and me only, and to pull myself up by my bootstraps and not rely on anyone or anything. I would not have survived. Because in life, especially when you're blind, right? There are so many issues and challenges that you run into because you're blind and you don't see what you're getting into. Had I not known about pulling yourself up by your bootstrap, I would not have made it through all this stuff. Men and women, if you don't have a husband, and even if you have a husband, you still don't just turn your life over to your husband. You become a woman, you will see the right way to be a wife and a mother. But the natural way of life and the free way of life is to really pull yourself up. That doesn't mean you don't work together, you work a job and all that, but you know you want to maintain your freedom by pulling yourself up, being responsible. Even the blacks during slavery, after slavery, all the way up until the so-called civil rights movement came along, which no such thing as civil rights movement. And the civil rights movement was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks. But even the blacks up until the civil rights movement knew and believed in pulling yourself up by your bootstrap. They wouldn't have it any other way. There was no compensation about relying on the government. Zero compensation that I was aware of, or my friends or anyone else. They just naturally knew you got to do it yourself. And in doing it yourself, help will come along naturally if and when you need it. But it would be the kind of help that would not keep you down. It would not cause you to become addicted to someone else helping you. It's crazy how that is, and yet beautiful. You have a lot of churches and some nonprofit organizations, they go down and they feed the hunger. And they make it known they have a hunger program. We go and feed the hunger. And they do it not because they love the hungry people, so-called hungry people. They do it for their own pride, egotistical nature. They do it for their own ego. They feel good about it. They feel like they're a good person or good people. And they don't care that they're destroying that person or people, weakening them. As long as they get the thrill they need, which they call it life, but it's really death. As long as they get that thrill, they don't care if they're hurting anyone else, keeping them down. They go down every day, every Sunday, 3 days a week, and they feed the hunger. And they wear the badge to let you know that they're feeding the hunger. And the hungry people stay hungry. It never really helps them. It's amazing. Here's an example of giving because you are a quote-unquote good person, right? You call yourself good for doing it. I had some guy call my show a while back, a couple months ago, I think. He want to know, do you go feed the hunger? I'm like, what the? No. This is from the Daily Mail of so-called good people. They're giving because they are good. Taxpayer-funded, guaranteed income programs that hand struggling families up to $36,000 with no string attached are being rolled out across the country. They're giving these people $36,000 with no strings attached. Can you imagine what's going to happen to those people? And they call it love. It's a mama spirit, and the mama spirit is evil. And they call it love. They're doing this with according to this report, thedailymail.com, they're doing it with no strings attached. And they're doing this across my country. The schemes whose total value exceed 125 million have surged in popularity as progressive leaders embrace cash handouts to support Americans below the poverty line. Just think about that. When you even hear and you already have a job and you're not hungry, you got a roof on your head, you're fine, and you hear that the government is giving away $35,000, isn't it like a little pull in you to want to get some? Even though the individual person hold back from that pool, but don't you feel like a little pull? $36,000, I'm going to give me some of that money. And that's what the government want, because they control you like that. And it's popular with the government, and the government is doing it not because they love you, they're doing it because they want your vote. They don't care about you at all. It destroys you like that when they just give to you. That's what happened to the blacks. Not all, but most. Once the civil rights movement started, the worst thing that's ever happened to the blacks, other than abortion, once the civil rights movement started, the blacks gave up their lives for the government money and handouts. They let go of the family and everything. And they put Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and all the people as their leaders. And ever since then, they've been having leaders. And then as a result, they've been needing handouts. It's amazing. And the Democratic Party, and now some with the rhinos, they want to do whatever they can to control you to get the vote. Not that they care about you. Not that they care about you. Amazing, huh? That's why you have to become an individual. Especially men, but women too. Women need to be individual because they're being influenced by money and programs and things like that as well. Here's an example of what it would do to you. This is from the dailymail.com, and it's just one example. These free handouts, what they would do to you. Why do you think that they're able to keep the blacks blaming the whites, calling it racism, if it wasn't because of the programs and the false ideas that you're going to get more and more and more? This is from the dailymail.com. The Radical Project have been criticized after it emerged one mother of three spent more than half of $10,800 payment on a holiday in Miami. This, according to dailymail.com, one mother of three spent more than half of a $10,800 payment on a holiday in Miami, Florida. She went on holiday. Holiday! You must take some time to play. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She spent $10,800, half of the $10,800 payment, down in Miami, along with a new wardrobe for her children and a glow-up, GLOW, for herself. I guess that means she dressed herself up. Isn't that amazing? She spent half of $10,800 payment on clothes and vacation in Miami, according to this story. But the government give you your tax money for the votes. They don't care about you. You think they care one iota that it is destroying the people. Amazing, huh? You want to be an individual. And I'm telling you that there's real freedom in that. It's freedom that you really can't express. You just use some words to try to point you back to it, try to explain it a little bit, and point you back toward individuality. But there's a freedom that comes with it. There's a different mindset. And America was that way at one time, when I was growing up, and before me. But it's up to you. You could say enslaved by having a handout depending on the group and the government and whatever. Is it Tay or Ty? Ty out of Ohio. Ty, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's up, Jesse? How you doing?
All is well, Ty.
Yeah, I got a kind of a two-part question. So my first question is, why do you support Trump? And then secondly, what do you think he needs to do to, I don't want to say help or change America, but just for the sake of argument, I'll use that word. What do you think he needs to do to help America get better?
Before I respond, I want you to hear this speech he gave last night, I believe.
Okay.
I think, Hassan, can you play Fox, the clip 6, 1A? Let's hear that. Listen to this, Ty.
Okay.
We are going to do it right. We're going to have the greatest economy ever in the history of our country. We're going to top what we did. We're going to become an energy center of the world. We were ready to become energy dominant, and they stopped that. But we're going to become energy dominant. We're going to pay off debt. We're going to do things that nobody thought was possible. You know, we hadn't done our second phase of the tax cuts. When we did the tax cuts, the Democrats fought us very hard. And now they say, well, I guess that was pretty good because we took in much more revenues after we cut taxes. And then we did all of those regulation cuts, and people were working, and everybody was happy, and we were all proud of our country. But we're going to win this election because we have no choice. If we lose the election, we're not going to have a country left.
Amazing. Does that answer, Ty?
Not really. Just because, like, and don't get me wrong, I like Trump. I've been watching you since 2018, and so I started supporting Trump since then. And I believe he's going to make America better in terms of the economy. But like you say, the people and officials in the government represent the people. And most of the people in the government and most people out here are just a hot mess. So that's what my question. Why do you think he will help America in that sense? Other than the economy, because he's going to do great at that.
Well, spiritually, he is going to influence the people by being right spiritually. We've already seen that happen when you were in office the first time. So many people took a look at themselves and inwardly started to change. But then physically, he helped them with the economy, helped all of us with the economy in the other way. And so, but you can't rely on another human being to change you inwardly. Only God can do that. And so Trump can come and bring back jobs and shut the borders down, ship all the illegals back to wherever they came from, bring back law and order, bring back all those things. But the human being has to return to the Father in order to change inwardly, to change their nature.
Do you believe he has the people around him to support him in those decisions? Because some people that, you know, Amy Coney Barrett and other people that he's put in positions have turned against him. So do you think he'll have the right people around him to actually put in law and order?
Yes.
'Cause that's what we need.
Yeah, he got to have it. Because that type of personality, that type of nature, and now that he's been in there one time, into office one time, he understands now all the evil people and the enemies, right? And once you understand your enemies, they can't overtake you. So this time it's going to be even better.
Amazing.
Amazing.
One more thing. I was talking to my grandparents. My grandfather, he's from Alabama, and my grandmother, she's from Louisiana. She was born on a plantation.
I love it.
They say the exact same thing that you say. They never heard of racism. They never were taught about slavery and that you came from an ancestry of slavery or none of that stuff. They didn't see blacks and whites hating each other down south, but it wasn't until they came up here. My grandmother said when that movie Roots came out, that's when racial tensions really started to go bad.
Yep, I remember that too. It got worse with that. It was a mess.
A hot mess. But
Right
that's all I
on
needed
for them,
from you,
man.
Jesse.
That right
I know,
on for
right?
your
Yeah, I love
grandparents.
I love my grandparents. My grandfather's like my number one, the guy that I look up to. So
Right on.
They did a good job.
Amazing.
Well, I appreciate you, Jesse.
Thank you, man. Amazing call. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too, buddy. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. This is from USAToday.com. Trump opposes most climate change legislation. He supports increased power for police, giving parents more control over local schools, and promoting an American First agenda. Trump has promised the biggest deportation and border arrest programs in American history, making America great again. Isn't that amazing? Let me go to Sarah. Smile. Won't you smile a while with me? Sarah, out of Texas. Sarah, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, my husband and I love your show.
Thank you. Amazing.
Amazing. So earlier my husband called, and we recently got married. And I'm wondering, what's your perspective?
Are you Leo's wife? The arranged marriage?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Leo called earlier.
Yeah. Why can't I call my husband my baby?
Your baby? Well, if he doesn't want to be called that, don't do it. Because most men don't want to be called baby. That's what your mama normally call you, and it makes you feel like a baby.
Okay. So, but this is a difficult ask, and it's going to be hard to work towards because that's like words of endearment.
No, it's not. It may seem that way to the woman, but it's words to put down.
Why?
Because the woman make the man feel like he's her baby.
What if I say honey or sweetheart?
You should only say that when you're having sex. Honey, that was good.
Only during why?
Because if he doesn't want to, you're disrespecting what he want to be called his name. You know, he doesn't want to be called all that. And it is, first of all, a lack of respect and a put down.
Interesting. Okay. Because,
Why?
I don't.
Why is it hard not to do it if he tell you not to?
It's habitual. That can be worked on.
Oh, I see.
It's habitual. And then to call my husband Lord or Master feels outdated.
Well, I don't know if you should call him Lord or Master either. Unless you just want to do it or he wants you to. But why not just call me Leo? Because when you call him honey and babe and all that, you are diminishing authority over you.
I see.
But he wants you to call, I think he said he wants you to call him Lord or Master or something.
Right.
Do you want to call him that?
It makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but I want to make him happy.
Will he be unhappy if you just call him Leo?
Not so far. I just call him husband because that's the middle ground for me.
Hold on. Can you hold, Sarah?
Yes.
Let me take a break. A quick break. 888-77-53773. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, They have rough lives. They're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand. I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they will become it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753. 773 888-77-JESSE. JSSE. Brand new episode of The Fallen State this Friday. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. A very interesting discussion with Michael Lee. And Michael is the author of The Abortion Bible. The Abortion Bible. The Last Word on Faith, Reason, Women, Children, and Truth. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
I am pro-female. Women need to be respected.
They're not logical. They're illogical.
No. Women are smart.
No, women are cunning.
No.
Why are you in favor of abortion?
God gave man free agency and women.
Who do you think is influencing them to kill the baby in the womb, Satan or God?
I don't know how to even answer that.
Oh, amazing. What is a man?
I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know.
Beta.
What?
Beta. I enjoyed talking to Michael. It was fun. This Friday at 12 noon, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, you can support the Father State right there by going to thefatherstate.tv/donate and locals. In the descriptions there, you'll find locals.com. Locals.com. All right? I do appreciate it. And the Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. Pacific time. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11. And after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV, he black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. and at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. At 12 noon, energy given to him by God. Amazing. At 12 noon. Let me go back to Sarah. Won't you smile a while with me, Sarah? So, Sarah.
Jesse.
So, it's hard for you to break the habit of calling him sweetie and baby and all that?
It was difficult, but I slipped up a few times over the past few weeks because, like I said, it was habitual.
Right,
But,
I understand that.
Yeah, as soon as he requested that, I stopped calling him pet names.
And what
I've just been calling.
You what?
I've just been calling him husband.
And what's wrong with calling him Leo?
There's nothing wrong with calling him Leo.
Is he okay with you calling him husband?
Yes, he prefers that I call him that.
Oh, okay. And you, I believe he said you were Muslim, right?
Yes.
And now you're Christian?
Yes.
Is it hard converting, quote unquote, from Muslim to Christian?
Well, I was born in America, so although my culture is Middle Eastern and the majority of people in the Middle East come from that background,
Right.
I've been and the majority of people around me were Christians. So it was some challenges, but for the most part, I obey my husband.
Right on. And you like being a Christian?
Yes.
What's the difference
The difference is
between being a Muslim and a Christian?
So I would say the difference is it's not very different. It's just different rituals.
Oh, okay. Amazing. And your family okay with you being a Christian?
Yeah.
I thought if you're a Muslim, I could be wrong, but if you're a Muslim and you try to leave that, they cut your head off or something.
Well, my parents came from the Middle East to California in 1975, and they're more modern than me.
Oh, nice. Good for your parents. Well, I wish you well and obey your husband.
Okay.
Are you
Thank you so
okay?
much.
You okay with an arranged marriage?
I requested my parents to arrange a marriage because these men are crazy. They're betas.
And do you love your husband?
Yes.
Amazing. And now you have a baby in the oven, I hear.
Yeah, I got a bun in the oven.
Right on. Well, I wish you guys well. Sound like hopefully it'll be all right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, but don't call him sweetie and honey if he doesn't want it.
Okay, I'll call him husband.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Amazing. Amazing. Let me go to first time call out of Florida, Brian. Brian, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
Cool. I was calling to see, how do you have a boy?
How do you make a boy the first time?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I can't say on the air.
That's what I thought. I told your producer, I was like, I don't know if I could go on the air and ask this, but
But no, I can't. Are you married?
yes, sir.
And you ready to make a? You ready?
I'm ready to have. Yeah.
You ready to make your first baby? You want it to be a boy?
I have a child already. I want to try to test your theory out. I had a girl first.
Oh, we're too late then.
Oh, it only works for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, now I
after
really wanna know what this is.
after that, you're going to be making boys and girls anyway. But real men make boys first.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
So your next, are you white?
Yes, sir.
Well, and your wife is white?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just might as well relax now, man, and just make some white babies.
Okay. I could do that.
Right
I
on.
could do that.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, thank you.
All right, buddy. Amazing.
We need white babies.
We need white babies. If ever we needed white babies, we need them now. I tremble at the idea that white people are going to be the minority here in America. Let me go to Daniel out of Georgia. There's a line open, 888-775-3773. Daniel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
Yeah, I was calling because I wanted to give a verse about how you say we need to be individuals, and you say how when we forgive our parents, sometimes in the household it's hell to pay.
Yes.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get it real fast. So Matthew 10, I'm gonna read it from 35 to 38. Christ said, he said, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Amazing. That's deep. And what does that mean to you?
Well, to me, it means that, well, you said that once we forgive our parents, sometimes that once we would try to be individuals,
Yeah.
that as we grow older, they have, they rule over us. Well, they're the head of us, so, we have to follow after them. But as we become individuals, as we grow up, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they can't really adjust to the change, to the fact that they can't really have that hold over us that they used to have over us anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It's not going to fail, Daniel, when you truly wake up. Whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't matter the color, it doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have, where you live or don't live. When you truly wake up, they will turn against you. Your parents,
That's right.
your children, in some cases, your family, they will turn against you. You're going to lose them.
I know. That's why I'm like, when people ask questions, be like, how come their enemies are richer than them? It doesn't matter.
Right.
Christ didn't care about things like that. He did what people were richer than him. He didn't care about those things. He just did what he needed to be. It was needed to be done, and he did those things.
Yeah. Another thing that you realize when you wake up, and I hear, not only have I seen it in my own life, but I hear it all the time from people around the world. When they wake up, they see that their parents, and not just only their parents, but the so-called family members and friends and all that, they see that they were always enemy and never were friends or family members. It's just that they were blind and they didn't know it. And when they wake up, they see the evil that works through human beings because the human heart is wicked. And they're like stunned to see that their parents were their enemies and not their friends.
No, that's what it is in my life too. Sometimes, like, it's like with church, like, so my dad, he'll ask us sometimes if we want to go. He'll ask us, he'll be like, come on, let's go. Sometimes we don't want to go. And then because of that, he'll threaten to kick us out or something because he said we don't want to go.
Yeah. Because the parents are evil too, and that's part of that control that they want on you. And if you don't do what they say, they'll threaten you to take something from you, to hurt you in some form or another in order to control you. You're absolutely right. Our parents are our enemies. I was thinking today, I wonder why, though I think I know already, but I wonder why human beings put so much emphasis on family. We are family. We're supposed to stick together. It doesn't matter what family do, you stick together. That is such a setup, I can't even believe it, Daniel. It's such an evil thing to try to pretend family is so important.
I know. He did that to me one day, and I was, at one point, I was like, I gave into it because I didn't want, he said he was going to call the police and that was going to happen. I was like, okay, I gave into it at one time. But the second time I came and I was like, all right, let's see what's really going to happen. He came, he was like, and the police, I explained to him what happened. He said, all right, he can't do that. If he wants to do that, he's going to have to evict me. But I was like, he can't do that because I said I don't want to go to church with him.
Right. How old are you?
19.
And so even at 19 years old, he promised to throw you out if you don't go to church with him?
Yes. My mom used to tell me because he wants to be looking good as a family. But when she told me that, I was like, that's all ego. If I go with him one day, he's going to think I'm going to keep going with him if I go one day and the next day I don't go.
That's right, man. It's mind-blowing that the human heart is evil to that point. So why don't you move out?
That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm trying to get some. I'm trying to get a job. Well, I'm not trying to get a job. I already had my interview and everything. I'm looking for at least 2 jobs.
Right.
Or
that's
more.
Right. Yeah, just
so that's
quietly.
That's why I try to explain it to him, but he keeps telling me that I know that he's saying that I have to go to school too. But I'm not saying I won't go to school. I'm saying that I can still make money right now as I'm going to school. I can still have enough on my backside. So when I do leave, I can pay my bills and I won't have trouble for myself.
Why not just say, I don't want to go to school. I'm not going to school. You go to school if you want to go to school. I ain't going to school. I'm going to get a job.
I mean,
why
I
not
really,
just
I
say
mean,
that? Unless you just really plan to go to school or something.
It's not like it's not like that. It's just that when I'm trying to, well, I'm already in school. It's just that they keep asking me, oh, am I in school? They keep asking me that, all that questions. I'm like, bro, I just don't want them to keep asking me them questions anymore.
Well, did you tell them to stop asking you that?
Yes, and they find it as an issue.
So when you said stop asking me about it, it became an issue?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of an issue?
They're like, because I'm taking control of my own life right now. They're saying because, my parents are not from here. They're from Nigeria.
But it doesn't matter. The parents that are born and raised in America are the same way.
I know, but it's just like my father, he was talking about if I could just if we were over there and I could just go to your school and I could just pull out everything, nothing would come out of it. But because of here, you gotta, I have to give them permission in order to see all my things.
Amazing. Well, have you forgiven them?
Yeah.
You
I did
told
a long time ago.
You told them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's what I recommend. Just don't let them get you angry. If the spirit of anger comes up, forgive them. Don't respond to the anger. And quietly work on your life. Quietly get you 2 jobs. Save some money. Find you a place. And once you find your place, let them know you're moving out. Just go and live your life one moment at a time, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, and you'll be fine. And I know you want to move, but don't rush to move before you're ready. Make sure you find yourself a job or 2 jobs if you need to, and you'll be fine. But don't be angry at them. And if you don't want to go to church, you're 19, you don't have to go. Just say, no, I'm not going to church.
That's what I keep telling them. Like, me and my brothers, too, like, we're all of age. I don't understand why they keep trying to bully us.
Because their ego want to control you. They need something to make themselves feel like a parent. So they get the false feeling of being a parent by controlling you and your brother. That's all it is. It's all ego.
That's what I thought about the other day. I was like, if he didn't have a family, who would he be calling to church for? Who would he be,
Yeah. That's right. But forgive him. He cannot help it. He knows not what he's doing. He can't see. And just stay calm and do what you got to do.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. I wish you well, Daniel. Let me know how it goes.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, buddy. What a mess. You're going to be surprised to find that your parents were your enemy, especially your mother. Your mother is the one that screws you up. And she called it mama's love. What the? Super chat. Super
chats. Aries 1 gave a couple of diamonds, no message, over on DLive.tv. Jason Lee Peterson.
Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Good morning, Uncle JLP, Hake, Hassan, Nick, Sean, and Bill. Laughing emojis. I strongly...
Bill is the the engineer here. He black.
Indeed. I strongly believe that blacks can't run a country. They need guidance from the whites first. Biblical question response, also from someone.
They want the biblical question too?
Yeah.
Do you know God? Who is God? Do you know God? Who is he?
I don't know God. Single tear crying emoji. But he is my heavenly father. Thanks emoji. All the way from South Africa. I'm black and a woman. Smiley faces.
Nice. Thank you for that. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday if the Lord is willing and the creek will rise. They're all the way from Mommy Africa?
Yeah.
Nice.
She is.
She.
Yep.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate that. All heard around the world by everybody. And their mama, if you're white, if you're black, by everybody, and they mama. I wonder why the blacks said they mama instead of their mother.
It's stylish.
Just say they mama?
Mm-hmm. It's part of their style. They like to have style.
How's that stylish?
It's just catchy. Just ask Hassan. He knows. I think.
Sean, my producer, said take less movement
Of
of the mouth to say they mama.
Yeah, it's
instead of their mama.
I type black when I'm typing in the chat or texting
Uh-huh.
because it's faster. You don't have to put apostrophes and extra words.
So
and
that's
stuff
what
like
text is. When you text someone, you text in black because
Oftentimes.
you don't use those quotation marks and questions
Yeah.
and commas and periods and things like that.
Right.
So I try to use them anyway, because I want to remember to use them.
Nice.
But then sometimes people say, you don't need to be using quotations or periods.
For example, he black, it's he's black or he is black.
Right.
Not he black. I'll sometimes leave out to be verbs and different things like that.
Amazing.
I was a black for Halloween too. Yeah, I was. I was black for Halloween one time.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, that someone with the
Well,
coffee.
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
That makes at least 2 black females who know that whites should be running things or helping the blacks run things.
Well, over in
Guided.
Bobby Africa, we did a video of a woman saying, you know
Right.
what? White people, y'all need to come back. A black woman.
That's what I'm thinking of.
She was like, y'all need to come back. When white people, look at all this mess these blacks are doing. When white people were in charge, it was not like this.
It was functioning.
Yeah.
We had jobs. We had work.
Is that video accessible?
It may
Easily
be.
accessible?
I don't know. It may be tricky to find, but
Okay.
it's worth looking for.
Yeah, we need to find that. But thank
Mommy
you.
Africa.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hassan, see if you can find it.
Aries, and maybe this gal who gave the coffee is that same gal. Who knows?
That did that
Who did the
video
video.
about comeback white people?
Right.
Amazing.
In the
Thank you.
meantime, Aries' son bought a coffee. Proverbs 19:14, New Living Translation. Fathers can give their sons an inheritance of houses and wealth, but only the Lord can give an understanding wife.
That's right.
Or a prudent wife.
That's for sure.
Yep.
That's why I say don't look for anything. God, you only seek the kingdom of God, and everything. A wife will be added unto you if it's meant for you to have one. Amazing. Thank you.
Valerie bought a coffee. Sean, your light shines bright.
Nice.
It's S-E-A-N, Valerie, but thank you for your coffee.
Yeah.
S-E-A-N, Sean.
Thank you, Valerie. Appreciate that.
Yeah. C bought a coffee. Jesse, not allowed to date. You look sharp, Jesse. You don't look your age at all. Punchy. Did I spell it correct? 100. Star eyes emoji.
P-U-N-C-H-I-E?
She did not spell it that way. She left off the E. But good try.
P-U-N-C-H-I-E. Punchy.
Nice try.
Thank you, C.I. Amazing.
Hondo bought
Appreciate it.
17 coffees. Very generous. The wall going up.
Oh, the wall going up.
Sly smile emoji.
Amazing. Thank you.
C, another coffee. Hope they won't cause any harm to the Great White Hope, because he just won't give up. He must be listening to Jesse to be enduring all this.
It's amazing to see the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, in operation. He just keep going along, moving on, and letting the Lord fight his battle. Amazing. Nice. Oh, let me take a break. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
A whole lot of mess in the education world. This is the end of hour 2 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Wednesday, March 6th, AD 2024. There's one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, Not Fake News, and Manhood Hour. Hour 3 Wednesdays is coming right up. So don't tune out. Come on back to JLP. And you can call in right now. Men's Forum tomorrow night, guys, for men only. First Thursday of the month, March 7th, 2024, 7 p.m. at Bond in Los Angeles. Make sure you do join us if you can get to this LA area. RebuildingTheMan.com/events. University and college drama at Liberty, Harvard, and Dartmouth. Attack on Christians by people worse than them. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports the evil Department of Education, my word for them, fined Liberty University, a Christian college located in Virginia, $14 million over a violations of a campus safety law. The department said that that was the largest fine ever imposed for violating the Clery Act, CLERY, which requires colleges to maintain and disclose campus crime statistics and security information. The violations include failing to maintain an accurate daily crime log, failing to issue timely warnings to the campus community about reportable crimes, and failing to comply with numerous so-called sexual violence prevention and response requirements. Is there a problem happening over at Liberty University that they're finding them so hard? Or are they just Christians? Attack on behalf of unchristian people at Harvard University absolutely failed to comply with an unprecedented subpoena for documents, according to the Commie Nonsense Network, on campus anti-Semitism. According to Representative Virginia Fox, 2 X's, Virginia Fox, the Republican female chairman of the House Education and Workforce Committee. The committee is investigating campus anti-Semitism, no such thing, amid protests and political displays tied to ongoing violence in Gaza, and issued multiple subpoenas to the university, Harvard, in February. That marked the first time the Education Committee ever issued a subpoena since the panel was founded in 1867. A Harvard spokesman said the institution continues to respond in good faith, quote unquote. The evil university, Harvard, has told lawmakers they will support the right to protest, but not tolerate preventing students from exercising their right to learn, study, work, and live. What a mess. Also, at the Ivy League, Dartmouth University, basketball unionized. Socialists, the far-left female-run outlet The Skim suggest that the next big thing in college sports, unions. Make it make sense. Yesterday, Dartmouth's men's basketball team voted to unionize, bringing them one step closer to becoming the first college athletes in the United States history to do so. Unionize? The vote comes about a month after the National Labor Relations Board ruled that Dartmouth basketball players are employees of the school, since the school dictates how the team operates and how the athletes are compensated. The players say that unionizing will allow them to negotiate payment in line with compensation of other student employees, such as health care benefits. These college athletes spoiled. The vote could shake up the NCAA, which has maintained college athletes do not need to be paid outside of scholarships. In 2021, the Supreme Court, in fact, they're not supposed to at all, right? The so-called Supreme Court issued the first major blow to that notion, unanimously ruling that the NCAA couldn't bar student athletes from receiving payments and benefits related to education, including cash from sponsorships. Dartmouth appealed Tuesday's vote. Now, so Dartmouth University is against trying to union bust. Now the case could wind up in federal court, which could delay negotiations over a collective bargaining agreement, which is communism. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
Somewhere to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. There is one line open at 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. My biblical question for this week. My biblical question. Do you know God? Do you know God? Who is God? Who is God? Do you know God? Who is God? Amazing question. Two-part. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, laying up at a beach, working out, making breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or having breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whatever you might be doing, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And of course, you can podcast the show. Follow us, JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know what to do. And also to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Bond JLP on Cash App, Bond JLP on Cash App, or buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. It is Wednesday. And every last hour of the show on Wednesday is Manhood Hour. What is a man? What is a man?
It's an adult human male.
Manhood. Hillary or President Trump?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Beta male. A man is a male who turned to man.
Alpha male.
Live right, be right, and lead the way.
And I really believe it's the biggest thing missing from this country. We have to bring back our religion. We have to bring back Christianity in this country.
White rural rage, the threat to American democracy.
But Americans of faith are not a threat to our country.
They're the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, and anti-gay geodemographic group in the country.
Americans of faith are the soul of our country.
They're also the most strongly white nationalist and white Christian nationalist.
You're going to say as you want, and you're going to believe, and you're going to believe in God.
What it says is that they are corrupted political actors.
Talk about yourself.
Amazing. Nice. Amazing. Before I get into this topic and your phone call, earlier during the Hake, during the super chat, there was a young lady that made a super chat, gave us a super chat all the way from South Africa, Mummy Africa, and we mentioned the fact that things are so bad in South Africa that when there are some blacks who are starting to say, "White folk, y'all come back." Things were not. We mentioned this lady, at least, who said from Africa, things were not like this with white people running the country. White people need to come back. White people wouldn't be putting up all this mess. Look what's happening. I think we had a video. Where's it from, Hassan? From TikTok. Watch this.
Let the power go back to the white people. We as black people, we just have to accept that we failed dismally. For 28 years, we were given chance to prove ourselves and we failed dismally. This thing of voting one black person after the other, it won't help us with anything. Let power go back to white people. When white people were governing this country, irrespective of whatever that they were doing, but our parents were working. Kids used to get bursaries to go to universities. Town used to be clean. There was job everywhere. You apply, you get a job. Even if you didn't have qualifications, you could work in hotels, you could work wherever. You could work even in the farms. There were farms where people could work. Black people are a dismal failure. They can't govern. Let the power go back to white people. Let us just swallow our pride and give these white people power back so that the country can go back to normal. We have to accept that.
Amazing. Even over in Mommy, Africa, they want the white people to come back. Come back, white people, come back. Things were so much better when you were in control. I know why the blacks are like they are. They can't make things happen. They destroy everything they touch, no matter what, communities or whatever. They destroy it. I understand that. And if you notice that young lady, that woman, begging the white people to come back, you don't hear that in the mainstream media. You don't hear the black so-called leadership who's supposed to care about the black people. You don't hear them saying, you know what, this lady's right. It's not working. When they do this diversity mess training, so-called training, that ain't the answer. What's wrong with the blacks and why can't, and it has nothing to do with slavery. It has nothing to do with more programs. What's wrong with the blacks is because they will not be individuals. They are refusing to take control of their own life. And they think in groups. They're about the black, being black, as though black gonna get you somewhere. They're about color, not character. Down in Florida, they're telling the people the party is over. The party is over, they're telling the folks. WFLA.com and NY Post, New York Post, right? Just as Florida is preparing for spring breakers, the city of Miami Beach said they're done with spring break. Police Chief Wayne Jones said this year tourists can expect a large police presence than ever seen before. Watch this from today.
Spring break crowds in Miami Beach are starting to swell. Why Miami Beach?
It's the best place to go for spring break.
But one thing's already clear. Those flocking to South Beach for some fun in the sun are aware that the rules are going to be very different this year.
If you plan on coming to Miami Beach for spring break, don't do it. All of the streets are blocked down here. Do not come down here.
All of it coming after violence and bad behavior marred the last few years. Police trying to monitor seas of out-of-control partiers on Ocean Drive. And gunshots that have prompted stampedes and claimed lives.
I guarantee you, if they kept the blacks away from the spring break, you wouldn't have any of that. If it was just all white kids down there, spring breaking, it would just be fun and drinking and having fun. It wouldn't be all that. They wouldn't have to stop it. Why don't you love the blacks enough to say, hey, drop your anger, forgive your mothers, return to your fathers, stop blaming the white man. The white man or slavery had nothing to do with it. They want the blacks acting this way, all South Africa and everywhere. Amazing, huh? And Hake is telling me he remembers spring break used to be Christian. It was called Easter vacation. Is that true?
When I was a kid.
So, like, even though it was spring break, it was Easter time or something?
Yeah, it happened during the, late March or whenever, or in April, whenever Easter would happen. We called it Easter vacation. And for Christmas, it was called Christmas vacation.
And why did they stop calling it that?
Because of the secularization of the schools.
Oh.
That's what I believe. That's my impression of it. Because from childhood, it was called Easter vacation. And you'd get a week off.
Have the police always been a part of it?
Not that I recall.
Me either. Oh, a
Terrible.
mess.
It's gotten worse and worse.
I want to just tell the blacks, it's not normal to be violent and shooting and robbing and stealing and killing. And these people are lying to you by telling you need diversity and this and that the white man need to roll things back for you. It's not true. You just need to drop the anger. But it's just like everyone. You got to drop the anger and take control of your own life. And this thing about racism, first of all, no such thing as racism, right? It's a made-up lie. It's just a made-up word to control, manipulate for power and perceived power and wealth. It ain't true. And there's no reason for you to be getting worse generation after generation. This is to the blacks. You can get better, but you got to do it as an individual. And it's been going on for 70 years, give or take. It wasn't like that prior to the Civil Rights Movement. Some of you might remember this New York Post in a video which began airing March 1. Well, this is a different one. Let me do this first. From the vacation stuff down in Florida. New York Post, in a video which began March 1, actor portraying Miami Beach residents say things such as, "This isn't working anymore." They says things such as, "This is not working anymore," to the camera. Watch this from City of Miami Beach TV.
Hey, we need to talk.
This isn't working anymore.
And it's not us, it's you. We just want different things.
Our idea of a good time is relaxing on the beach.
Hitting up the spa. Or checking out a new restaurant.
You just want to get drunk in public and ignore laws.
Do you even remember what happened last March?
That was our breaking point, so we're breaking up with you.
And don't try to apologize and come crawling back. This isn't safe, so we're done.
And just so you know, we're serious.
This March, you can expect things like curfews, bag checks, and restricted beach access.
DUI checkpoints, $100 parking, and strong police enforcement for drug possession and violence.
Whatever it takes, because it's time to move on.
Maybe we can talk when you're done with your spring break phase, but until then.
We're breaking up. I like that. Very nice. Very nice. Amazing. It's all because the blacks carry on everywhere they go. That was, and we have that story, Six Flags over Georgia opening. It ended up shots being fired. This is not normal. And black people, your leaders, which you should not have anyway, they don't care about you. They don't love you. It's about using you. They want you acting this way. It gets money and perceived power for them. I guarantee you, if you took control of your own life, you wouldn't do these things. Because you'll look out for you. Some of you may remember this story where they tried to cry racism again, right? This was from March 1. This is the story I was confused with. March 1, 2016. New York Times. The allegations set social media ablaze. 3 black students at University of Albany have been attacked on a city bus by a group of white men who use racial slurs. Watch this from GMA.
This morning, 3 college students under fire for what's seen in the surveillance video.
Hi, yes, I'd like to report the fact that me and my friends were just jumped on a bus for being black.
Just after 1 a.m. on January 30th, Ariella Gudio, Alexis Briggs, and Aisha Burwell, all 20-year-old college students at the University at Albany, claiming they were the only black students on a city bus when they were called racial slurs and hit by several white males. They say they were surrounded by students and felt threatened. They fought back. 2 of the girls called 911.
It was a racially fueled crime. We were 3 black girls jumped by like 20 white people.
University staff and students immediately rallying behind the girls. But within hours of that rally, an Instagram video posted online showing what looks like the girls approaching the men first. The university and city immediately launching an investigation.
I ask all of us to not rush to judgment.
Leading to the release of this surveillance video from inside the bus that night, witnesses on board telling police it wasn't the men, but the women who were the aggressors. But the girls maintain they are the victims. Civil rights activists now concerned about what this case could mean for future racial crimes.
When there's another incident or a similar incident, will the community believe this? And that is very troubling for many people.
Amazing. It's all about perceived power and money. It's not about any of that. And they'll just lie, according to the report. Amazing, huh? Blacks are being put on this earth for destruction, not to build, not to make it better, but destruction. And white people, that's why y'all need to be making some more white babies. A truckload of them, like the Mormons up in Utah. It's only going to get worse if you keep going down the same road. The wide road that leads to destruction. It's only going to get worse. When will you wake up? What will it take? If not now, when? You need to come back to individuality, not groupie. Not groupie. When will you wake up? I mentioned the Six Flags over Georgia incident that recently happened. 11live.com. 11alive.com. The opening of the Six Flags over Georgia was marked by chaotic scenes involving fights and a security clear-out that ended with a 15-year-old shot by an officer nearby. Watch this on Fox.
It was chaos and panic on opening day at Six Flags over Georgia after officials say 500 to 600 people ran through the park fighting. This all led to an exchange of gunfire right outside of the property that sent at least one person to the hospital.
Videos of the incident have been circulating online. They show a herd of park goers stampeding out of the park property, just trying to get to safety at the sound of those gunshots. They say that the culprits seem to be underage kids. In a statement from a spokesperson, they said, quote, "Our goal is to provide safe, fun entertainment. It is incredibly disappointing that our community is disrupted at public events throughout the region by groups of underage youth."
Crazy that a group of kids could cause all this. It was a real big group of kids. I've never seen a group of kids like that outside of a high school. Parents need to just control the kids better, probably.
Well, America, I must report to you that fun and games are over now. You're not going to be able to go to the Six Flags over Georgia or anywhere now and have fun. These black kids have been given permission, a pink slip, to run wild, run crazy, act out, attack, and do whatever they want. You're not safe anymore at these events. It's just the way it is. I remember when they had up in Chicago, they had what was it called? I want to call it Six Flags, but it wasn't. It was called something else. But it was like a Six Flags there in Chicago. And when I would go up and visit my family in Indiana, we would go over there to Chicago. I was a teenager. It was so much fun to go ride on the rides and just have fun. And when it was over, you went back home. It never dawned on you that a fight would break out, shooting would happen. You have to end the event early because the blacks acted out. This is all new in that it's new because ever since the civil rights movement started, it was over. The blacks has been used for destruction. The black parents don't love their children, and the black leadership don't love the blacks. They're using the blacks. Can you imagine going to Six Flags over Georgia, and you got to worry about that? And white people love outings like that. They hang out, they eat hot dogs, they walk around holding their kids' hands. They get them on rides. You can't do that anymore, whites. Unless you do a day of whites only over Georgia, Six Flags over Georgia. Just for whites only, you'll have a chance. But if it's open to the public, it ain't going to work. According to 11alive.com, much still remains unknown about what exactly happened. Police alleged they were fired at from the crowd, and then the teens were shot in return. Amazing. Really, though I can hear my thing, it still sounds like I'm straining from my stomach. It's a little flat. Amazing, huh? You think that's bad? And it is. Black people, it doesn't have to be this way. You're not from slavery. Your issues have nothing to do with slavery. All of the whites and the blacks who had anything to do with slavery are dead. You don't know anything about slavery. Y'all need to take control of your life and treat people the way you would like to be treated. This is from VETV.com. If you thought that was bad, and it was, and it is, authorities look for a woman accused of hitting, stomping on two people in front of her crying child at an Omaha gas station. Watch this from X.
Those are along the wall. She's there for a while, and there's some sort of disagreement about buying the charger.
I'll pay for it. That's cool. But if it doesn't work in my car, can I return it?
There's a mix-up, and she starts getting upset.
No, I just feel like I'm being discriminated because I think I don't know what y'all saying, and this is not.
Then she says some profanities, which upsets a couple of the customers. The yelling begins, and so does the little girl's crying. And then things get physical. After hitting a woman 2 more times, she turns on the other one. After getting the child in the car, she comes back, and it gets real ugly.
Oh no, here she comes again. What? Ma'am. What'd you say? Ma'am. What'd you say? Ma'am. What'd you say? What? Ma'am. 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 Ma'am.
Why he didn't go and grab her or something? Call the police. She just picked up something and hit the woman up here in the head or somewhere. The black attitude is nasty and vicious and evil. And don't think they're just doing it to the white people. They're doing it to each other too, because that's how evil operates. It's inside the person, so it'll turn on anyone that is near it, even their own children. She doesn't care about the camera being there. And those white people didn't even bother to fight back to protect themselves. And it just brought out the worst in her. She went out, put the kid in the car, and came back with some more because they were afraid. The whites were afraid. That was evil, that was nasty, and that's the attitude of most black people. But they've been allowed to get away with it. That was pure evil. I wish we could play it over, but we can't, right? I want you to see it again, so hopefully it'll hit home for you and you'll start to wake up. Something got to wake you up, because these blacks are only going to get worse. They're not going to get better. There are some starting to wake up for sure. They hear the message of forgiving their mothers, of forgiveness. They stop blaming it on slavery and then listen to the dumb so-called black leadership. They're waking up, but that's far and beyond, and a handful, few, sound like blacks. I wish I could play that for you so you could see that how evil that is. She has no love in her at all. Poor kid crying. She just threw the kid in the car and moved on. Isn't that amazing? And you think that is happening all over the world. Anywhere the blacks are, not just in America. Really. Blacks are destructive all over the world. So I wonder, are they cursed? Are they just meant to be evil and destructive? Watch this from newsmax.com.au. Newsmax.com/.au. A 14-year-old with autism could have been killed in an attack filmed at a popular pier in Melbourne. Watch this from 9.news or 9 News. Watch this.
Blow after sickening blow. Year 9 student Dakota cowers as she's subjected to a brutal bashing.
When I see my daughter's face, I was beside myself.
The 14-year-old who lives with autism was walking along Altona Pier with a friend on Wednesday afternoon when she was set upon by a group of 5 teenage girls.
They thought it was funny.
The footage, too confronting to play in full, shows Dakota being punched, her hair pulled and an energy drink poured on her head.
The paramedic counted how many times my daughter had a blow to the head, and it was over 55.
Wow.
She could have been killed.
The attack only came to an end when a man intervened.
That's enough, man. She's little, yeah?
Adding insult to injury, the video was posted online and sent to the teen's older sister.
To see your daughter go through that, and you're just helpless. My daughter won't even go back to school now. So there's her education. How can this keep happening, to our children? It's not right.
It's going to happen to your children, white people, because you allow it. And the blacks have been given permission to attack you like that. And they don't care. They hate you. They really hate their mothers, but they hate you because you're weak. And this is in Melbourne. This is all around the world, wherever blacks are dwelling, including Africa. 888-77-JESS. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. I'll be back in a moment. Check out my book, For Race to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone. And you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Okay. 888-775-3773. We're going to move calls and your super chats here in a minute. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. at the top of this hour. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time, right? And then after the Hake report, Joel Friday TV. You be like Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. And then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby.com. Well, just the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. A genius with energy given to him by God. Isn't that amazing? A genius, a real one. And then Friday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. Nice conversation with Michael Lee. And Michael is the author of The Abortion Bible. Amazing title. The last word on faith, reason, women, children, and truth. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
I am pro-female. Women need to be respected.
They're not logical. They're illogical.
No. Women are smart.
No, women are cunning.
No.
Why are you in favor of abortion?
God gave man free agency and women.
Who do you think is influencing them to kill the baby in the womb, Satan or God?
I don't know how to even answer that.
Oh, amazing. What is a man?
I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know.
Beta.
What?
Beta. What? Amazing. And today on the Hake, so that's Friday at 12 noon, all right? Support the Fallen State by going to thefallenstate.tv or locals.com. Thefallenstate.tv/donate or locals.com. Amazing. And then today, Mamma mia, hola, si senor, gracias, whatever, right? The Hake has a guest today on his show. Hake has a guest, Christian the Don. Christian the Don. And Christian is a misfit nation And I had him on the Fallen State before. Well, he is back at the top of this hour on the HakeReport.com. And last but not least, Men's Forum this Thursday night. Every first Thursday night of the month. For men only. At 7 p.m. And on the third Thursday night of the month, for ladies only. And believe me, the ladies are working on themselves. They're on fire. They bring the bacon home and they cook it. And they eat it. Amazing. Something happened in the women's forum last time. It was shocking. I was stunned. I was like, what? And like, yeah. And then some of the ladies like, oh, I knew that already. It was so interesting. Because the ladies are seeking. They understand now they got to work on their lives. They can't wait for anybody to work on their life. No man, no mama, no daddy, no sister, no brother. They have to do it, and they're doing it. Of all races, too. Every third Thursday night of the month for ladies, and first Thursday night for men only. So this Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Before I go to the busy phone, I'm showing you what's really destroying the blacks. And it has nothing to do with racism, but racism doesn't exist. But it has everything to do with the evil of their hearts. For those who are not waking up, no, but most are not waking up. And their hearts are wicked. And they have been told that the white man is the problem. You can beat up the white man. You can do whatever you want. This video, well, both of these videos really are so evil, I hardly know what to do with it. It's pure evil, but I want you to see it in hopes that you'll wake up and realize that our battle is a spiritual battle. It has nothing to do with color, male or female. It's good versus evil. I just want to play this one for you again from KETV.com. Authorities look for a woman accused of hitting, stomping on two people in front of her crying child at an Omaha gas station. Watch this again from X. And this is female black.
Those are along the wall. She's there for a while, and there's some sort of disagreement about buying the charger.
I'll pay for it. That's cool. But if it doesn't work in my car, can I return it?
There's a mix-up, and she starts getting upset.
Nah, I just feel like I'm being discriminated because I think I don't know what I'm saying.
It's not real at all.
Then she says some profanities, which upsets a couple of the customers. The yelling begins, and so does the little girl's crying. And then things get physical. After hitting a woman 2 more times, she turns on the other one.
You want to get slapped too? You want to get slapped too?
After getting the child in the car, she comes back, and it gets real ugly.
Oh no, here she comes again. What? Ma'am. What'd you say? Ma'am. What'd you say? Ma'am. What? Ma'am. Ma'am.
There ain't no ma'am.
Ma'am.
She doesn't care. She's black. She's not going to jail. She'll walk right, if they catch her, she'll walk right into the front door, out the back door. This is what we've done to, well, I haven't. Y'all have done to America. It's no wonder all races of people disrespect and hate and afraid of blacks. And the blacks wonder, why do you hold your purse when I walk by? That's why. Amazing. This is Manhood Hour. If fathers were to stand between mothers and keep them from doing this to the children, the kids wouldn't grow up angry and evil like that. We're at a point now where women literally believe they don't need men. They're such on an ego trip that they don't believe that they need men at all. They do, and they cry at night because they don't have one, but they give the false impression they don't need one. But men think they need women. Women don't think they need men. That's how bad it has gotten. And that's a setup because women are being used. Women don't have love. Only evil comes through women. And Satan knows that, and all his little demons working at other people know that. And the people who work from the government, they know that. Satan working through them and the women. And yet, especially with the black women, they use the black women. But not just black women. Women, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. And men go, yes, we need women. Watch this from TikTok.
Do we need men?
No.
You need a man?
No.
You need a man?
Oh, God.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
No.
Do we need men? Do women need men in this world? Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because we can be strong, independent women.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Nobody needs men.
Do we need women?
Yes.
We do. Why?
These women are awesome.
Do we need women?
Of course.
Why?
Because they're beautiful.
Do we need women?
Women make us feel compassionate and affectionate.
Do we need women?
Of course we do.
Do we need women?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're hot.
And what else?
They're hot.
So it sounds like there's only one reason men need the women, right? But this is what's happening, and this is not good. Men, you need to forgive your mothers for recreating you in her image. And any man that has anger, jealousy, envy, strife, revengeful, worries, suicidal thoughts, all those things, you're just like your mother. You have the mindset and emotion of a woman. And women need you to be right, so especially being father, so you can protect your children. And it gets so bad now, the word husband and wife almost not even heard of anymore. And I've been saying for a long time, don't say partner. That's not your partner. If you're married to her, that's your wife. Or that's your husband. Never say equal, never say partner. But this is how bad it is because the men, I almost want to say the men allow it, but if you've been destroyed as a child by your mother in your home, you forgot what it is to grow up that way. You think growing up, having these emotions, thinking and acting like a woman, you think that's normal. Strife and revenge, you think that's normal, but it's not because you've forgotten the right way. Never say partner again. That's the gay way, the homosexual way. They say it because they want you to think their marriage is real. They don't want to hear husband or wife. It reminds me that their thing is not real. Anytime you speak the truth, they don't want to hear it. When you say husband or wife, it reminds them that they're wrong. And once you believe a lie, you don't want to hear the truth. Most people don't, but those who do, they change from evil to good. Watch this from TikTok.
I have an equal partner. I don't have to make him a list. I have an equal partner. I don't have to ask him to help with things around the house. I have an equal partner. He knows how to shop at the grocery store without pictures. I have an equal partner. He doesn't expect me to handle everything alone. I have an equal partner. He plans date nights without me having to beg for it. I have an equal partner. He does his own laundry. I have an equal partner. He makes the kids' lunches in the morning. I have an equal partner. He doesn't believe that just because he goes to work, he shouldn't have to do anything when he gets home. I have an equal partner. He takes genuine interest in me and my interests. I have an equal partner. He takes our kids to bed and knows their teachers' names. I have an equal partner. He doesn't make me feel bad if I'm not in the mood. I have an equal partner. He acknowledges and appreciates what I do and tells me that often. I have an equal partner. He does basic adult tasks without being asked. I have an equal partner. He makes and takes our son to his therapy appointments.
Amazing. And still need therapists. What she says, she has a beta male that can't leave her and she's miserable. I can interpret that for her. She's unhappy. That's why they have a therapist, because they're still unhappy. She's married to a beta male. Why even bother marrying something like that? Why? You're just going to be miserable. This guy doing, if it's true and he's doing all those things she said, the guy's miserable and she's miserable. And the child is miserable. That's why the child has a therapist. Because it's nothing in the household but hate. There's no love. The man is not leading the way to love. He's not the light. He's the darkness, just as she is the darkness. I've said over and over again, my country is not coming back. And it's been set up to make sure it's not coming back. Why do you think they're putting all these women in control? Because they know the gates of hell come through the woman. I would encourage you, if it's not already too late, to stand up before it's too late. But drop the anger, stand up with the power of love. Not the power of love. The power of love. I ain't talking about that one. That's not power in that. I'm fighting because I'm ready for love. The power of love. Not that. That's DR. I think that's her name. I'm talking about the real power that is dispassionate and not passionate. The God's love. It's in the men, but you got to return to it, men. Otherwise, you're getting nothing but hell. Women do not have love. None of your mama, nobody else. Why don't you stand up before it's too late? By working on yourself. See that you have the anger. Go forgive your mother. Don't ask for forgiveness. Forgive her and God will forgive you. And your father for not protecting you from your mother. He couldn't help it. Fathers love their children, and when they leave the mothers, they do not leave the children. Let me show you hell and damnation. This is going to make you tremble in your boots. Because you know it's nothing but darkness. You know it's evil. You know it's pure hell. NewYorkCourts.gov. Justice, quote unquote, Diane Renwick announced that on February 14, oral arguments before the appellate division First Department were held for the first time by an all African American bench. Watch this from New York State Bar Association. Watch this one.
Really, history was made yesterday at the appellate division First Department when we had an all African American bench preside over oral arguments for the first time in the history of the court. And what was even more special is that you had 5 Black women.
Today's oral argument will be heard by the first all-Black bench in this court's 130-year history, and we all happen to be women.
You know, I have to say that it was legendary. And even the attorneys who appeared before us indicated how they were honored to come before the panel.
Beta. you're looking right into hell. These are the same type of female that raised the children that are out there fighting right now and breaking in and snatching and grabbing and robbing and beating up white people. They came from those kind of mothers. And could you imagine had it been an all-white female court? Would they be bragging about it? Would they have been bragging about it? They could get away with it. They're black. And the stupid white men, if it's true, they say, oh, we feel so honored. What, you feeling honored about being in hell? Well, that's where you are. Can you imagine walking into a court and seeing a panel of demons? I'll be like, take me to jail. I don't need no trial. I'm already in jail facing these evil females. You know what? Handcuff me. Tie me to a tree. Handcuff me. This is hell. If ever we needed men in our country, we need it now. As it used to be in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men. We need all real men in charge. It ain't going to work. Nothing's going to work but that. Watch this from Breitbart.com. Donald Trump promised to use his second term to defend Christian values. Watch this from Forbes.
And I really believe it's the biggest thing missing from this country. It's the biggest thing missing. We have to bring back our religion. We have to bring back Christianity in this country. But Americans of faith are not a threat to our country. Americans of faith are the soul of our country. They're the soul of our country. You're going to say as you want, and you're going to believe, and you're going to believe in God. You're going to believe in God because God is here and God is watching. God is watching. And God probably can't believe what he's seeing. I will also take historic action to defeat the toxic poison of gender ideology and restore the timeless truth that God created two genders, male and female. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you. I just happen to be standing in the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Amazing. Old school. That's what we need. So, return to your natural state by forgiving your mother and return to your fathers. It's up to you. Super chat.
Nate bought a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. People still out here saying they're going to vote for Biden. What's wrong with them, Jesse? Can I get a what the?
They're blind. They can't see. Amazing. What the? Nice. Thank you.
Donnie Girl's Idea donated a Rumble rant saying,
you gotta know how to rumble.
Just call me Don. My ego is dying and I am changing and starting not to like my handle, Donnie Girl's Idea. I used to need credit for my ideas, but God knows, and that is everything to me. Keep on keeping on. Love the help.
Right on, Donald. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. All right? No matter what situation comes, because the devil will see some situation inside of other people, but you stay with it. Amazing. Thanks for your help.
Shout out to WB41 with a couple of diamonds, no message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maria gave a super chat saying, let's don't get too comfortable. Michelle Obama is thinking of running for president. Please relay my thoughts to Jesse.
Amazing. If that ain't hell, then I don't know what is hell. Thank you, Maria. Maria. Thank you.
Hopefully she gets wise, Michelle Obama. WD41, shout out to you and Aries1 and Evgeny Crosby, Zealous Hermit, and the rest of the supporters over on D-Live. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very kindly.
Amazing, yeah. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all. I do appreciate it. Hake is coming up now, and Hake has Krishan the Don of Misfit Nation coming up now. All right. Also, after the Hake Report, Joy Friday TV, you black. And after Joy Friday TV, the American Anchor Baby, a genius with energy given to him by God. So be ready for the whole lineup and get on that straight and narrow, folks, and stay there. Stay on that straight and narrow, no matter what. And you are going to lose family, friends, and everything else. But you never had it anyway. It was always phony. It was never real. It was always fake. All right, but God is with you, and you'll be fine. All right? I hear it from a lot of people. Just I'm so alone now. What should I do? It's just the evil in them hate the light, the good in you. Really. That's all what's happening. But anyway, do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. Go and forgive. Don't ask for forgiveness. Apologize for resenting, for being angry. And God will take care of you. Have a good one, folks. Thank you for your support. And call us tomorrow is Bible Thumper Thursday. We're going to move calls. I appreciate you. Thanks. Bye.
Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never want to stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop all the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa. So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Other than sex, I wonder, why would a man even need a woman today? Women don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They're in competition with men. They don't want to be wives and mothers. Some want to get married, but they don't want to live in that proper position of life. Because the only purpose of marriage is to have a family. And that's been known forever. And so if you don't want to have children, there is no need to get married. And so I was wondering, why would a man even get married today? I never thought I'd see the day when women would come out of her natural role and be like a man. Even though she hate that role. When she was with a man that's weak, she hate him. But if he try to be strong, she'll stop it. I never imagined that. You're seeing good destroyed and abnormal is presented as normal.